Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speak Smart podcast. We're doing something a little different today. We're taking a deep dive into a motivational speech that one of you sent in. It's all about personal growth and going after those big, ambitious dreams. And we're going to break down the key ideas. So the big themes are self-reliance, resilience, and defining your own version of success. And of course, we can't forget the power of gratitude.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this speech, right from the beginning, it kind of emphasizes this idea that you shouldn't wait around for other people to validate you. You know, like it kind of jumps right into this uncomfortable truth, which is that we as humans, we have this tendency to want approval from others. But at the end of the day, you know, the strongest motivation, it has to come from within.
I think that's a great point. You know, the speech actually has this really stark quote. It says, "No one is going to care about your dreams as much as you do." It's kind of like, whoa, okay, hold on a second. But it really does make you stop and think, why is that? Why wouldn't people care about our dreams?
I don't think the speaker is saying that people won't support you at all. I think it's more about recognizing that your dreams are your dreams.
Right.
Like they're unique to you.
Yeah.
And the level of passion and drive that you need to achieve those dreams, it has to come from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a call to take ownership. You know, don't wait for someone else to give you permission to go after what you want.
Yeah, it is a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? It's so easy to fall into that trap of waiting for the right time or for someone to tell us it's okay to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But this speech is arguing that if we're really passionate about something, that fire needs to come from within.
Exactly. And, you know, think about a time when you accomplished something that you were really proud of. It probably came from your own dedication, not because somebody else told you to do it. That's what this speech is encouraging, tapping into that inner drive.
Yeah, and the speech definitely doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either. It dives right into the fact that failure is pretty much inevitable. You know, there's this line that says, "The only real failure is giving up." It's not about being perfect. It's about having the guts to keep trying, even when it's hard.
That's something that really resonated with me too. You know, the speech really emphasizes that the path to success is not this straight line. It's going to be messy with twists and turns, you know, highs and lows, but it's how we navigate those challenges that really shapes us.
So if we kind of connect this back to you, the listener, what does this all mean for your journey?
I think it starts with honestly identifying what lights you up inside. What are those aspirations? The things that truly excite you. Once you have that clarity, I think it's easier to tap into that internal drive and motivation. This speech is all about shifting your focus from external validation to what you believe is possible for yourself.
Yeah, it's like giving yourself permission to go after those dreams without needing someone else's approval.
Yeah.
And as the speech emphasizes, this journey is not about constantly looking for validation from the outside world. It's about finding that validation from within.
Exactly. And it's about embracing the journey with all its imperfections. You know, those setbacks and challenges, they're not roadblocks. They're more like stepping stones. They build resilience, teach us valuable lessons, and ultimately make us stronger and more capable.
The speech also talks about how important it is to be adaptable. You know, life throws curveballs all the time, and it forces us to adjust our plans and even our goals. It made me think about how sometimes clinging to a rigid plan can make us miss out on some pretty amazing and unexpected opportunities.
What's really interesting here is how the speech makes the argument that being too attached to our initial vision can actually blind us to new, potentially better paths.
Right.
It's about embracing change, exploring those new possibilities, and adapting as we learn and grow.
It's like those times when you have to take a detour, and that detour ends up leading you to an even more breathtaking destination than you originally planned. But it takes courage to let go of that strict plan and embrace the unknown, doesn't it?
It does. And that courage, as we talked about before, it comes from within. It's fueled by our belief in ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, our ability to learn and adapt and our willingness to keep moving forward even when we're not sure what's ahead.
I think that's such a great point. And all of this is incredibly inspiring, but I'm sure some of you listening might be thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually do this? How do I shift my mindset and start believing in myself more?
Well, that is a fantastic question. And the speech does offer some pretty practical advice. It talks about the power of gratitude, even when you're facing difficulties. There's this quote, "Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. It's about actively choosing to focus on the positive, even when things are tough."
And here's where things get really interesting. By focusing on the good in our lives, even when things feel hard, we start to develop a more positive and empowering mindset. It's like we're retraining our brain to see the possibilities, even when we're facing obstacles.
That shift in perspective can be so powerful. It helps us appreciate the progress we've made, even those small steps. It reminds us of our own strength and resilience, and it helps us approach challenges with a more optimistic and solution-oriented mindset.
It's like we're training our minds to look for those silver linings, those hidden opportunities in the middle of challenges. And that's a really valuable skill no matter what you're striving for.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our focus. We can dwell on what's wrong, or we can actively look for what's right. And that choice can make all the difference in our journey.
So we've talked about self-reliance, resilience, and the importance of inner motivation. But the speech also touches on something that's super crucial: defining success on your own terms. It's urging us to think about what really matters to us personally, instead of letting society's expectations dictate our path.
This is a really important point. The speech emphasizes that success is not one size fits all. What might look like success to one person could be completely different for another. It's about aligning your goals with your values, with what truly brings you joy and fulfillment.
It's about asking yourself, what does a fulfilling and meaningful life look like to me? And then having the courage to pursue that vision, even if it doesn't fit into the conventional mold.
And that takes courage, doesn't it? Because it might mean going against the grain, challenging expectations, and creating your own path. But the speech reminds us that ultimately the only opinion that truly matters is our own. It's your life, your journey, your definition of success.
It's about owning your narrative and not letting other people write it for you.
Precisely. And that can be so incredibly liberating. It frees you from the pressure of trying to please everyone else and lets you focus on what truly matters to you.
I'm curious, from your perspective, what's the biggest takeaway so far? What do you hope our listeners are absorbing from this conversation?
I think the core message is that genuine fulfillment comes from within. It's about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and self-belief. It's about owning your journey, embracing challenges, and defining success on your own terms. And it's about having the courage to keep moving forward even when you face setbacks or doubts.
That's beautifully put. And the speech acknowledges that this journey isn't always easy. There'll be moments of doubt, fear, and even loneliness. But it reminds us that those moments are temporary and that we have the strength to overcome them.
What's really important is that we don't let those difficult moments define us. We acknowledge them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. The speech really emphasizes that the only true failure is giving up. As long as we keep striving, keep learning, and keep believing in ourselves, we're on the right track.
Yeah, and the speech doesn't just tell us to dream. It pushes us to take action.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just visualize. We have to actually take steps to make things happen.
Right. It uses this really powerful imagery to get that point across. It talks about, igniting the fire within and taking charge of our destiny. It's about going beyond just thinking about our goals and actually doing something, even something small to move us closer to them.
It's about bringing those dreams out of our heads and into the real world. And the speech makes a good point that it doesn't have to be these huge, dramatic leaps forward. Even small, consistent actions can make a big difference over time.
It's all about building momentum.
Right.
Each step, each action you take, it adds to that momentum and propels you forward. And even when you stumble, you have that momentum to help you get back up and keep going.
I love that analogy. It really highlights the power of consistency and persistence. The belief that even small actions, when done consistently, can create really big results.
And it's about celebrating those small wins along the way. The speech talks about how important it is to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Those small victories, they fuel your motivation and remind you that you are capable of achieving great things.
It's like giving ourselves those little mini celebrations throughout the journey. Those little pats on the back that keep us motivated and keep us moving forward.
And you know what? Sometimes those small wins, they can actually open doors to unexpected opportunities. The speech highlights how important it is to be open to those new possibilities that might come up along the way. It's about being flexible, being willing to embrace new challenges, and stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Sometimes the most amazing things happen when we're willing to say yes to something unexpected, even if it means changing our original plan.
Absolutely. And it's about trusting that the journey is going to unfold as it should. Even if it doesn't always look exactly how we imagined it. There might be detours, obstacles, unexpected turns. But as long as we keep moving forward with purpose and intention, we'll get there.
And along the way, we'll learn and grow and discover strengths we never knew we had. It's really about embracing the whole experience, not just the end result.
The speech also emphasizes something that I think is really important. And that's not comparing ourselves to others. It reminds us that everyone's journey is unique. And we're all on our own timelines. There's no point in comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20.
Right. It's about staying focused on our own path, our own progress, celebrating our own wins, big or small, and understanding that someone else's success doesn't take away from our own. There's room for everyone to shine.
It's about fostering an attitude of abundance, not scarcity. And it's about supporting and encouraging other people on their journeys, just like we'd want them to support us.
It's about building a community of like-minded people who are all working towards their own versions of success. People who understand the challenges and the triumphs that come with the journey.
And the speech actually goes a step further. It suggests that our journey isn't just about us. It's also about inspiring other people and making a positive impact on the world.
I love that. It's recognizing that we have the power to lift others up, to share our knowledge and experiences, and to make a difference even in small ways.
And that impact can ripple outwards. It creates a chain reaction of positivity and inspiration. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our actions, no matter how small, can actually make a difference.
It's shifting our focus from me to we and recognizing that we're all in this together.
And it's about finding joy and fulfillment in contributing to something bigger than ourselves. It's about leaving the world a little brighter than we found it.
It's about building a legacy that's not just about our own achievements, but also about the positive impact we have on other people.
And that impact can take so many different forms. It could be our work, our relationships, acts of kindness, or simply sharing our stories and inspiring others to chase their dreams.
It's recognizing that each of us has something unique and valuable to offer the world. And by sharing those gifts, we can make a difference.
And sometimes that difference might seem small, insignificant. But the speech reminds us that even small acts of generosity and kindness can create this ripple effect that extends far beyond anything we can even imagine.
It's about believing in the power of those small actions to create positive change in the world.
And it's about never underestimating the impact we can have simply by being kind, compassionate, and supportive of others.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive so far. We've talked about self-reliance, resilience, embracing failure, defining our own success, the importance of gratitude and action, and this idea that our journey can inspire others and positively impact the world.
It has been quite a journey, hasn't it? What's so powerful about this speech is that it reminds us that we have the power within us to create the life we want, overcome challenges, and to make a positive mark on the world.
It's about believing in ourselves, trusting the process, and having the courage to keep moving forward, even when things get tough.
Something else I really appreciate about this speech is how it emphasizes finding joy and fulfillment, not just in the destination, but in the journey itself.
It's about savoring those small wins, celebrating our progress, and appreciating the lessons we learn along the way, even the ones that come from setbacks and challenges.
It's about embracing the whole experience with all its ups and downs and recognizing that it's all part of our growth and evolution.
It's important to remember that this journey of personal growth and self-discovery, it's ongoing. It's not a destination that we reach and then we're done. It's a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving.
Absolutely. The speech encourages us to approach this journey with a sense of curiosity, openness, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. It's about being a lifelong learner, constantly seeking out new knowledge, experiences, and perspectives.
It's about recognizing that there's always more to learn, more to experience, and more to become.
Something else that really resonated with me from the speech is how it emphasizes surrounding ourselves with supportive people. It reminds us that we don't have to do this alone.
That is so important. It's about finding your tribe, Those people who uplift you, encourage you, and challenge you to be your best self.
And it's about being that source of support for other people. It's about building a circle of trust, encouragement, and mutual growth.
It's about recognizing that we're stronger together and that by supporting each other, we can all achieve great things.
And sometimes that support can come from the most unexpected places. A mentor, a friend, a family member, or even a complete stranger who offers a kind word or a helping hand.
It's about being open to receiving support no matter where it comes from, and being willing to offer support to others when they need it.
It's about creating a web of connection and recognizing that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves.
And I think that's a perfect place to pause for now. We've explored some really powerful ideas today, and I hope you, our listeners, are feeling inspired and motivated to continue on your own journeys of growth and self-discovery. We'll pick up right where we left off in the next part of our deep dive.
Yeah, it really is about recognizing that interconnectedness, that sense of shared humanity.
And speaking of shared humanity, let's circle back to something you touched on earlier, the speech's emphasis on self-belief. It feels like that's the foundation for everything else we've talked about. The courage, the resilience, taking action.
Oh, absolutely. The speech really hammers home the point that believing in yourself is essential for achieving anything meaningful. It's about having faith in your abilities even when doubts creep in or we encounter setbacks. It's about cultivating that inner, yes, I can, even when things get tough.
And it's a good reminder that our beliefs really do shape our reality. If we believe we can do something, we're more likely to put in the effort and overcome obstacles. But if we're constantly doubting ourselves, those doubts can become self-fulfilling prophecies.
It's like that old saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Our beliefs have a huge influence on our actions and ultimately our outcomes.
But what's encouraging is that the speech points out that self-belief isn't something we're just born with. It's something we can develop and strengthen through our experiences, our choices, and even how we talk to ourselves.
Exactly. So even if you've struggled with self-doubt in the past, you can change that story. You can choose to focus on your strengths, celebrate your accomplishments, and really work on building a more positive inner dialogue. It's about shifting from I can't to I can, and then backing it up with action.
And the speech even gives us some practical tips on how to do this.
Yeah.
It encourages us to think back on past successes. Those times when we overcame challenges, achieved goals, or just did something that made us proud.
Yeah, it's like creating a highlight reel of all our awesome moments, something we can replay in our minds when we need a little boost of confidence. And each challenge we overcome, each goal we achieve, it adds to that reel and strengthens our belief in ourselves.
It's like we're building this solid foundation of evidence that tells us, yes, you are capable, you are resilient, you are worthy of achieving your dreams, and as that foundation gets stronger, so does our self-confidence.
The speech also makes this really interesting connection between self-belief and courage. It argues that self-belief is actually a prerequisite for courage. Like, we need to believe in ourselves in order to have the courage to step outside our comfort zones, take risks, and chase our dreams.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like self-belief gives us that inner strength and resilience we need to face our fears and push past those limiting beliefs that might be holding us back.
It's understanding that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act even though you're afraid. And that willingness a lot of times comes from believing that we can handle whatever challenges come our way.
It's about trusting ourselves, having faith in our ability to navigate the unknown, even if we don't have all the answers or a guaranteed outcome. And that trust can be incredibly empowering.
It really can. It allows us to embrace the adventure of life, with all its ups and downs without needing to know exactly what's coming next. And sometimes the greatest rewards come from taking those leaps of faith even when they feel scary or uncertain.
The speech also encourages us to be open to new opportunities that might come up along the way, even if they weren't part of our original plan. It's about being adaptable, flexible, and willing to adjust course as we learn and grow.
It's like having a conversation with the universe and saying, okay, I'm open to all the amazing things you have in store for me, even if they don't look exactly like what I had in mind.
And that openness, that willingness to embrace the unknown can lead to some truly incredible experiences.
Oh, absolutely. And the speech is realistic. It doesn't pretend that there won't be challenges. It acknowledges that there will be obstacles, setbacks, moments of doubt. But it reminds us that we have the inner strength to overcome those challenges and come out even stronger on the other side.
And that's where resilience comes in. The speech really emphasizes that resilience isn't about avoiding challenges altogether. It's about developing the ability to bounce back from them. It's about learning from our mistakes, adapting and persevering, even when things get tough.
It's about recognizing that setbacks aren't failures. They're opportunities for growth and learning. They help us develop new skills, gain valuable insights, and strengthen our resolve.
The speech even goes so far as to say that sometimes setbacks are actually necessary for our ultimate success. They might lead us to a path that's a better fit for our talents or teach us lessons that we wouldn't have learned otherwise.
Right. It's about having the mindset of, okay, I might have stumbled, but I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to adapt and I'm going to come back stronger.
And that takes practice. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities instead of roadblocks. It's about believing in our ability to adapt, to overcome, and to emerge even stronger.
Resilience is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. And the more resilient we become, the better equipped we are to handle whatever life throws at us.
And sometimes the most powerful acts of resilience are the ones that happen quietly behind the scenes. It's that commitment to showing up for ourselves even when we don't feel like it. It's the dedication to our goals even when our motivation is low or doubt starts to creep in.
Exactly. Resilience isn't about being perfect or never messing up. It's about having the courage to get back up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward.
It's about embracing our imperfections, those moments of vulnerability, and understanding that they're all part of what makes us human.
The speech also challenges us to define success on our own terms. It encourages us to move beyond those external markers of success, the money, the fame, the status, and really define what truly matters to us on a deeper level.
It's about asking ourselves those big questions. What does a fulfilling and meaningful life look like to me? What values do I want to embody? What impact do I want to have on the world?
And those answers are going to be different for everyone. What matters most is that they're true to who you are and what you truly value. And sometimes that might mean creating a path that doesn't fit the mold or meet society's expectations.
It's about having the courage to create your own path, even if it means going against the grain.
And sometimes that path might lead you in directions you never expected. It might involve taking risks and embracing new challenges or even letting go of things that no longer serve you.
It's being open to the possibility that your definition of success might change over time as you learn and grow and have new experiences.
The speech warns against clinging too tightly to our initial vision. Sometimes that can actually stop us from discovering even better possibilities.
It's about letting go of the need to control everything, trusting the process, and allowing life to unfold as it's meant to.
And sometimes, the greatest successes come from those unexpected detours, the ones that redirect us to a path we could have never imagined for ourselves.
The speech also puts a lot of emphasis on the power of gratitude. It encourages us to appreciate all the good in our lives, even the small things.
It's about taking the time to notice the beauty around us, the joy, the love, the abundance that already exists. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of challenges, there's always something to be grateful for.
And that shift in perspective can be so powerful. It helps us focus on what we have, not what we're missing. It allows us to appreciate the present moment instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
And it creates a sense of contentment and peace, which can be really grounding, especially when life feels overwhelming or difficult.
It's like gratitude is this superpower that we can access anytime, anywhere, simply by shifting our focus to what we appreciate.
And there's actual research to back this up. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can make us happier, improve our health, strengthen our relationships, and even make us more resilient during stressful times.
The speech suggests keeping a gratitude journal. Taking a few minutes every day to write down things we're thankful for, no matter how small. It's like we're training our minds to look for and savor those little moments of joy that we might otherwise overlook.
And as we do that, we literally rewire our brains to focus on the positive things in life. We're creating a mental filter that helps us see the good, even when things are challenging.
We've covered so many powerful ideas today. Self-reliance, resilience, embracing failure, defining our own success, gratitude, taking action. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this question. What's one step you can take today to move you closer to a goal that truly matters to you? It doesn't have to be something huge, just something small, manageable, and achievable.
Take that step, take action, and trust that those small steps, when you take them consistently, can lead to amazing results over time.
Remember, the only person who cares about your dreams as much as you do is you. So go after them with passion, with courage, and with the unwavering belief that you're capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Thanks for listening to the Speak Smart podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this episode, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new one. We'll catch you next time.